This is an 18th century palace in Lisbon, Portugal, and it's literally one of the most elegant fine dining restaurants anywhere in Europe. And I'm going to be showing you luxury living in Portugal here, and showing you penthouses and palaces for sale that you can live in with some of the best views of the city, and taking you to an exclusive members club that you can join where old money and new money meet. We're shopping for top brands along Lisbon's 5th Avenue, visiting a catamaran to show you how you can buy a boat here, and meeting Michelin star chefs and drinking amazing Portuguese wine to show you the good life in Lisbon. This is how to live like a king. Boa tarde.
Boa tarde. Welcome to the National Azulejo Museum. And we have tiles applied in architecture since the very beginning of the 16th century.
What I've read is a lot of the homes that had these tiles, they fell into disrepair and they're being taken down, and that people are actually now trying to save these remaining tiles.
Depends of the periods of the history. For example, you don't have a lot of azulejos from the beginning of the 16th century.
And what is azulejo?
Okay, we can translate it as tiles.
Tiles. So do the tiles really tell a story?
Usually, the themes of the tiles are related with the architecture.
So in a home office, you would have different, or in a drawing room, a living room, you would have more life scenes, whereas in the kitchen you have food scenes. So yeah, so this is basically, if you were a wealthy person, you'd have the most beautiful tiles.
Yes, but the churches as well.
The churches too. Is Portugal still a very Catholic country?
Not so much. It was.
Yeah. Can we go in and see? I just the yellow and the blue. This is what people romanticize when they come to Portugal. Wow.
These tiles are Dutch. Sorry.
These are Dutch tiles?
Yes.
What's beautiful about Portugal is this maritime history, where it's a small country, it was never a big population, but it had this tremendous influence by having a naval force, by having seafaring people. And so all the good stuff came in, and all the good stuff made here went out, yeah?
Yeah, in a sense, yes.
Well, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for showing us your tile museum. This has been beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
We're starting our time in Lisbon showing you the first of 2 trophy properties, including this one, an actual urban palace with the most magnificent views of the city. Oh, that's quite a walk. Hi, I'm Andrew.
Hi, nice to meet you, Alexandra.
Alexandra.
Welcome.
Pleasure. This is the 6th floor of the urban palace. This is 7.8 million euros.
That is correct.
And I'm getting almost 1,000 square meters, 949 if I remember correctly.
949.
Show me around. Sure. Starting with this magnificent view.
I mean, you wake up, you open the window, it doesn't get much better than this. We are in the heart of Alfama, which is the historical center of Lisbon. If you love history, if you love music, fado, everything about it, you want to be in the Alfama area.
Would you call it part of the tourist center?
A little bit. I mean, there's some parts that are a bit touristic, but I find it's more like for artists or for people who really just love that culture aspect.
And so is this a more bohemian area that's up and coming, or this is primed for luxury already?
Prime for luxury.
Right. Show us what 1,000 meters of Alfama luxury gets us.
This is beautiful. It's just wonderful. If you want to get a tan, you want to sit outside. Not many people can see you. Not many people can see you here, actually.
That is the challenge in a lot of these great places. I was even looking at buying land in Malaysia, and then you realize, no nude sunbathing with thousands of people.
It's your little oasis in a palace.
You can let 12 people see you nude.
Yeah.
What's life come to if not?
This is one of the main family living rooms with a beautiful chimney, working chimney in fact.
Is the idea this is a top-down experience?
Yes.
Where you're kind of coming down. When we came in on the first floor, it's almost pristine and almost like a convent of sorts. And then another balcony here.
A Juliet balcony, which gives onto a beautiful view. It's just lovely for entertaining if you want to go outside, have your space. So here you have basically a working office.
Everybody in an old palace, you have to have a scroll.
We do indeed.
And one of these old magnifying glasses.
I was about to.
What is it I own again?
And you see, you can notice the stone as well, everything, all this is original. So
it's a full little kitchen.
It's a full kitchen.
Right.
They've kept as much as they could of the original traces to it. So here we have the main living room. So this is more of the entertainment area. We've had a lot of parties ourselves here. It's beautiful French.
Drawing room for guests.
Oh, absolutely.
This is something you'd find in the drawing room of an actual palace.
Is this not for queens and kings?
Yeah, for a queen.
Exactly, it is for a
Live
queen.
like a queen.
This is a drawing room, but they decided to put a bed.
It's used?
You may, after you.
And then is this dining?
And this is dining. So we actually had a fado concert here once, and it's beautiful because the acoustics of this place are exceptional.
Yeah.
So you can imagine a concert here. This is the main dining salon.
These are people are real collectors.
They are.
What am I getting for 7.8 million? I'm getting everything.
You're getting everything.
Everything
You're
is
getting
it is.
everything. Well,
I'm getting this.
Have to be negotiated. Maybe.
Yeah.
To be discussed.
Negotiations.
To be discussed. That's my job there.
To be discussed.
So here you have a large kitchen, which obviously you can see from above what happens downstairs.
You can go and you can make sure your husband's still working, or your wife.
See, or you know, but here we're living like kings and queens.
Is there a staff quarters here?
There is indeed.
Show me the staff quarters.
She is in it.
She's in it.
She is in it.
She's
It's going to
deep
be
in it.
very. She's deep in it. There's also 2 other separate apartments.
Let's peek into her quarters.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Why not? Oh, we're gonna actually.
I'll
okay.
follow you. We can peek.
This could be the end.
Shall we?
This is your laundry.
Oh, laundry. And then I believe that her quarters are.
You got a little excited talking about laundry.
I know, I did. I did. Boiler room. So this would be basically your main reception area.
This could be a reception. You should like a receptionist
Yes.
here. Let's go down to the first floor.
Only for the brave.
What's in the dungeon?
Oh,
Another apartment.
wouldn't you want to know? Another apartment.
You,
And then you have the staff quarters. There's a second staff quarters. There's 2 staff quarters here. You have your wine cellar, you have your elevator. and
this
then
is
you have-
this is actually the wine cellar.
It is.
A little dusty.
A little bit.
How many bottles can I put here?
Take a guess.
242.
Maybe. 342.
She's coy.
I have no idea.
So that's what 7.8 million euros gets you. It's barely 8,000 euros per meter, and we're on to an even more expensive property here in Lisbon.
We are indeed. Let's go check it out. And there go the lights.
Now we're still in the city center of Lisbon, and this facade may not look like a lot, but behind this is a 12 million euro property with artwork that will blow your mind. And we're going to show you just how great the views are at this even more king-worthy property.
Welcome to Chiado. And we're in a beautiful palace, 17th century palace. It's been entirely renovated.
Your website should say, I sell palaces.
This is the prime of the prime. The creme
This
de
is
la
the
creme.
prime.
It is indeed, and I have it. You can see the ceilings, the way that it's done.
It's incredible.
The grandeur of it.
Amazing art. Am I getting art? Am I getting furniture for my 12 million euros?
You are indeed.
Everything
Some
comes.
pieces, not everything.
Bring your toothbrush.
The palace actually had a fire about 50 years ago, so they've managed to recreate everything and restore every single element.
Originally built in.
17th century. If you're going to be in a historical city like this, you might as well live in a palace, right?
Yes.
And this palace is in Chiado. You can walk out and you can go to the best restaurants.
French balconies here.
French balconies here, which give onto the beautiful square.
So São Bento is.
São Bento is just the position between Chiado and São Bento. It's kind of that like juxtaposition, where you have all the shops, all the beautiful cafes. So here you have it all. Here we have beautiful living room as well, which is more of the cozy living room, as you can see. Your guests arrive in one way. They can either choose to go left or right.
Beautiful chandeliers. And so,
The chandeliers do come.
when you have a peacock,
You do. It's good luck.
you can peacock in your home.
This used to be a little chapel itself.
Okay.
The Portuguese are very religious, Catholic.
People say it's not as Catholic anymore. I mean, most places in Europe aren't.
It still is quite Catholic.
You think compared to most places in Europe, it's more religious here?
I believe so. It's very similar to, I would say, Italy, even
yeah.
Spain. Yeah, very much so.
So someone who wants that more conservative lifestyle, this is not like moving to Norway.
No.
It's a much more
Much,
conservative.
much more conservative. Absolutely.
And yet, Portugal is rather progressive. I mean, one of the first and maybe only countries in the world to decriminalize drug use.
Correct.
and Same-sex marriage and all
Correct. Absolutely, which is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Have a bit of everything. So here we have the formal dining area. As you can see, this seats over 20. So this is beautiful. I mean, this is really the oasis. You're in the heart of Chiado. And this is beautiful. Winter, summer, you'd use it all the time. A very quiet street as well.
So you've got a breakfast nook for the family.
You do. You have a breakfast nook for the family. You have the staff quarters that are here. You have an
Yep.
elevator that serves and goes all the way upstairs as well.
For food delivery.
As you can see, so it is a triplex, but it's like a palace. It's as if you own the whole palace. You have that feeling of grandeur. The Portuguese, you need to understand, they have a lot of children usually, so there's a lot of bedrooms.
Right.
So you could even transform it into a mini kind of boutique hotel if you wanted to.
Or just have more children.
Or just have more children.
There's never a better time to start.
Exactly. So you have your primary here, and notice how quiet it is.
And you can almost look up and see the red tile roofs. And there's
Absolutely.
a beautiful building over there.
And that's the beauty of living in Lisbon as well, those roofs. This is like their TV room, attic, and voila,
Voila, 12
Voila.
million euros.
12 million euros.
It's about 12,000 euros per square meter. What is the average price per square meter for just almost luxury? Seven sounds about right.
That's correct.
Alexandra, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
After an amazing day of fencing and multi-million euro properties and local culture, we're gonna end the day at Vibe. This is a modern twist on traditional Portuguese cuisine. It's Michelin recommended, and the head chef, Mattia, has been a private chef for celebrities including Kanye West. Boa noite. We're learning. Mattia, nice to meet you. I like this. This is class. Hello. Camila, I'm Andrew. I'm loving this key concept. What is this all about?
Logo of Vibe is a keyhole. So we decided to create this golden key to open a door and see what's behind the door, what's the secret, and also because this place is like a hidden gem in Lisbon.
This is the key to a great night of great food.
Exactly.
That's when we were looking for a place to have this restaurant for a lot of months. And then all of a sudden this came up, and it was like in the middle of Chiado, like perfect location. And it was actually awarded one of the best architecture work of 2021.
What do you think about what's happening in Portugal now? People are coming from all over the world. I think you're from
Uruguay.
and you're from originally,
From Italy.
you're from Italy.
Yeah.
People are coming all over to Portugal. There's a renaissance here.
Yes, definitely. We were super attracted to that. Obviously, there's what they did, the Portuguese government did with the golden visa, the NHR, and other like incentives, attracted a lot of these, you know, digital nomads and people that can live anywhere, that are now choosing where to live, right?
This city has a bohemian vibe, and yet there's a growing luxury because it's not just digital nomads anymore. You have some very wealthy people coming here.
Here it's 300 days of sun. You're in Europe, you're but 1 hour closer to the States. It has an open territory for modern things, like, because we also consider Italy as him being Italian, but Italy, only Milan is looking to the future. The rest of the country is basically very stick to tradition. So like here, there is tradition, but there's also like, how are you gonna mix Portugal with new?
You're Uruguayan, but your ancestry, I imagine, is somewhere European?
Yes, yes, it's Swiss.
You're Swiss, so you can't get a Swiss passport through descent.
I have a Swiss
You
passport.
have your parents are Swiss.
No, my grandfather was Swiss, but they made me Swiss very young, and so
Right.
I've never even had a Uruguayan passport. I've
Really?
always traveled with
In
my Swiss
Uruguay,
one.
most of the people has the double passport.
People are German or Italian, or and so this is what we do for people. We help them get their citizenship by descent at nomadcapitalist.com/CBD. You got to get that European passport that
Yes.
you're entitled to.
Yes,
Then you can meet a beautiful chef.
and you can like live everywhere.
I'm Lily. I'm the sommelier of Vibe. I'm French because nobody is perfect. And this is a wine that I served right now. It's Quinta do Pozulovo, a Portuguese wine from Bairrada. Bairrada is the most famous region that makes sparkling wine in Portugal. It's a blend of Baga and Pinot Noir, and basically it's a favorite sparkling wine of the teen. So that's why I really wanted to have it in the pairing.
I love this. It's almost like a music box. This is the menu.
Yeah.
Exactly. Actually, we have also an actual menu.
Was this your idea?
This is Camille's invention.
Okay.
People put so much effort into every plate, and then you don't understand what the waiter is saying sometimes. So I just wanted like, okay, let's put it somewhere you can read it.
I look forward to seeing the progress. It's Vibe.
Yeah.
Let's cheers to a great evening at Vibe.
Cheers, cheers,
Cheers.
cheers.
Our adventures in Lisbon start with Tom Ford's Champaca Absolute. It's got woody spices and beautiful florals that are perfect for the red tile roofs of Lisbon. Later today, we're taking you to one of the most exclusive social clubs here in Lisbon. We're going golfing, enjoying more amazing fine dining and local wines. But first, we're starting on the most iconic high street here in Portugal. It's Avenida da Liberdade, and we're gonna go to Fashion Clinic and shop all the top brands. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Oh, this is the Fashion Clinic.
Welcome.
What all do we have here? This is like a sort of department store within the high street.
More like an adventure, let's say.
All right. Fashion adventure.
Exactly. The idea is that you actually come in and you feel the urge to explore. Okay, so here in our flagship store, we have around 50 brands between your classical luxury brands, your niche, and the few emerging brands that we like to propose to our clients. We tend to group brands by personality, let's say. So they're usually together, but then sometimes we mix pieces.
This I could go for these all day long.
You could wear that. That's actually quite unisex. You can go with it.
We found a picture on our property tour yesterday. So that kind of looks like a young me. She's like, that's a woman. Is most of the fashion here from within Europe?
It used to be, but we've been betting a lot on the new American brands. Tom Ford has been a partner for many, many years.
Ford, technically American, I suppose.
Exactly. Then you have Joan Ortiz.
You know, we have an annual event called Nomad Capitalist Live, and we have a big speaker. So this year it's the co-founder of Apple. My number one and number two, Tom Ford and Angelina Jolie. Those are the two.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
I can see we have a few things in common here.
I love the classic. Is this a 7.5?
That's an 85. That's
85.
Yeah, that's a new style that has just been released, and it's a continuation of a Kate, which was a previous model, and now we have that little touch of red that you can actually see when you're walking.
You know so much more than I do, but I'll tell you this. You don't see so many, and particularly in Europe, you'll go to some of the top brands and they'll say, oh, we only make these funky looking shoes. We don't have the classic heel anymore.
True.
And sometimes you'll have to go to Mexico City or you'll have to go to Singapore. It's hard to find classic. Is that not true in Lisbon?
It is. It's actually one of our best sellers. So it kind of replies to your question. Clients still look for that timeless, all-purpose, beautiful shoe that you can wear from morning to evening, and you're always amazing. This is a very special room, part of our adventure. It's, as I told you, it's a chapter of this story. It's when you come into this store, we want you to feel something, not just look at objects. We want to give you a special feeling. So when you come here, you have this intimate experience of getting into kind of a cave, a very sophisticated and beautiful cave, where you have our selection of jewelry, fragrances, you have some candles and some personal fragrances. So you kind of feel that you're in a space that is dedicated to these specific categories instead of just overwhelmed by everything else. We have separate places for everyone. Men's go to their special place, women go to their special place.
So this is the men's.
This is the men's. Good afternoon. We cater for quite an eclectic men client, so...
It's, as I say, it looks more athletic, a bit more casual. The clientele for men, I know we had a lot of clients, crypto investors, pretty young guys. I mean, historically they came here. We've also had very wealthy, families where guys would be very conservative.
Yeah, you do have both. We cater for a very eclectic client. We have the young, fashion-forward, nomad, let's say, and also your more conservative family guy, for sure.
If someone comes into my office wearing this,
you would be surprised?
Looking for me, no, I won't be surprised. They don't exist. They're gone.
Really?
Yeah, nobody's coming. No. Okay, we're getting a little closer to my...
There you go, your Cucinelli. Brunello Cucinelli, yeah, that's, your Tom Ford man, your Cucinelli man,
This is good for the seaside vibes.
That's gorgeous.
I will tell you, I find it far more interesting shopping for women's ready-to-wear. I think for a gentleman at a certain point, you should go and you should have your tailor and you should have it bespoke and make your shirts and even now I just got last night, he's finally doing custom polo shirts, and I have my own little emblem.
Yeah, it's a different way how you evolve in menswear from how you evolve in women's wear. So
it's like the Hall of Mirrors here. I was almost...
You have our fragrance space here as well. So here dedicated to men.
Yeah.
You have a few candles as well. The world has become so complex. There are so many different kinds of lifestyles and tastes that it's really the biggest challenge for all of these brands and for us as a brand as well to decide who are you speaking to? Because if you want to speak to everyone, it's not going to work.
You speak to no one.
Exactly.
Well, here in this James Bond villain's lair, it's Christoph Waltz vibes. It was very much a pleasure to meet you and to see your two lovely shops here.
Thank you for visiting us.
And so if you want to spend all your time shopping here in Europe, one of the most common misconceptions people from the US and Canada and Australia and now the UK have is, I can just come and live all I want. You need to have a residence permit or a golden visa or to get a citizenship. And you can do that in any number of ways. The company that I founded is called Nomad Capitalist. They help people get residence permits and citizenships to live in and even travel as Europeans. Go to nomadcapitalist.com and they'll be happy to talk to you about all of your options for living and paying less tax in Europe. We're back on the Avenida after shopping for women's and men's wear. Right in the middle, we're gonna go to what I'm told is the most exclusive social club here in Lisbon. It's pretty crazy how you get in. Bom dia.
Hi, Andre. How are you?
Francisco.
Pleasure meeting you.
I love the glasses.
Thank you so much.
And it matches, we are matching, it matches the watch.
The shoes, I think we are wearing the same brand.
This is how you want to look, kids. This is what you got to do. Get the double-breasted suit. What was that? Is that Hermes?
Yes, it is.
Hermes. You get the loafers.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. Stop going to Balenciaga for these sneakers the size of your head.
Perfect. Let me walk you in.
This is the top club in town.
This is the top club in town.
I didn't mean to insult you if you love Balenciaga sneakers.
I do not.
I'm here in Lisbon at the JNcQUOI Club. It's a beautiful mix of old luxury and a new club. They have all sorts of events with the local Bitcoiners. You've got amazing views here with natural light like I've never seen at any social club. And yet it's old school. Waiters in white dinner jackets. We're gonna show you what this club is all about and how you can become a member here in Lisbon. This is maybe the coolest members club. I mean, I've been to one or two in London and elsewhere, in Kuala Lumpur. This has a vibrance that I've never seen.
So we actually basically the first members club in Portugal. We opened back in 5 years ago, so 2019. We started only with founding members, and we developed the club within the past 5 years, like really well, so that we have a big community for now.
How many people are members?
I'm not allowed to say that number.
You don't want to know?
No, you
or
should
who?
not. Or that. Privacy before everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a good crew, and you're getting people together, and you've mentioned there's Bitcoin meetups here.
Yeah, so we started that this year. We've done already 3 of them. So we do have a big calendar, like we have 4 events a week, from wine tastings to talks. We're holding today a lunch talk for Bitcoin. We have DJ parties, guest chefs.
So you're taking the old, perhaps somewhat staid social club that you would have found in around the world in 80 days, and you sort of modernized it with what people are interested in, Bitcoin. You're bringing DJs.
So
it's a scene.
Yeah, it's a scene.
It's not just.
It's not an old school club. Yeah. Like it's traditional when it comes to the service, the tablecloths that you can see, the menu. We have
white
an
dinner
amazing
jackets.
chef, white dinner jacket. So we do have a dress code policy, of course. So you keep what's traditional, but you modernize when it comes to events, for example.
The mix here that I'm hearing is a lot more Brazilians who have a pretty good passport, but they want that European base. They can get a golden visa. Americans, of course, have been a big influx of people.
So I will say back in 2017, when I moved to Portugal from Hong Kong, that's when we opened JNcQUOI Avenida, our first restaurant. Market-wise, we had the Brazilians. Right now, I will say Brazilians bought properties, they left with COVID, so they came back. They all own a house here, but they're not based here anymore. French community, it's big in Portugal. Okay. Americans started to come 8 months, 1 year ago.
The country is investing in allowing the extra capacity.
Yeah, a lot of hospitality.
You see that in a lot of places where they don't put any money into. They just you're driving down that one narrow road.
So what we did, JNcQUOI, I think we're like meeting all these people moving here expectations, and as well for the Portuguese. And you show them what best you have in the world, but in their own country.
It sounds like you're taking this approach where you have the shops, you have the club. You're saying, what can we offer? Sort of like, as we would offer to people on a consulting side. You're saying, what do they all need when they come here? Yeah. They need to wear something. They need to go somewhere.
They need to eat.
They need to
drink, shop, and leave. That's basically our motto.
And leave?
And leave. So
live.
we're developing now Comporta, so our second hub. So this was our first hub in Lisbon.
Okay.
And well, all our restaurants and shops are walking distance from the club. It's not that Portugal is this place that there were no good restaurants or any good hotels or not infrastructure for you to be able to enjoy a nice lifestyle. So now you're actually able to do it here.
Now, anyone can join?
Well, either you need to know 2 of our annual members or a founding member. You can actually do a self-application online, and I'll interview and then take you to our committee, and then
Like
you get
most
an approval, like most
The
clubs.
committee will approve.
So there are traditional things that you should keep, right?
Yeah. And so is this a traditional club where there's some ownership stake for those founding members?
No, they don't have any
This is-
ownership. They created the club. They were invited by our owners, Paula Amorim and Miguel Gach Souza. So they got an invitation to be part of the club and to create it 5 years ago.
Because some of those old like British or Irish social clubs, like they own the building and people like own a piece of the
Yes.
building to the membership. Not here
we
the night
didn't do
before.
it that way.
Yeah. Modern club.
Modern club.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for showing us your great
Pleasure
space.
Meeting you.
Welcome back.
Perfect.
Sardines are a delicacy here in Portugal. You're right on the sea. This is the store that still packs them all by hand. We're going to go check out the fabulous world of Portuguese sardines. I'm here for my fabulous sardines. Andrew.
Nice to meet you. My name is Sonia. Welcome.
Sonia, it's a good handshake. This is like a really fun place.
It is.
So you're right here on one of the main tourist streets, but you have something that is, I'm told, very traditional Portuguese.
Yeah, we love sardines.
You love sardines. So you make sardines hand-packed in the can. Is this true? She said the women pack them. I said, any men? She said, no, no men.
Any man, no man at all.
There's no men allowed
No
to pack
man,
sardines.
no man, because women are more sensitive to produce it as it is a manual process.
It's
So
all done manually.
everything is manual, yes.
All right. This is the sardine.
This is the sardine. And
It's a saltier fish.
Yes, it is, yes. But we make it in many recipes.
So this is Portuguese gold.
Yeah, because the queen of the ocean is the sardine. So this is skinless and boneless sardines with edible gold flakes.
Edible, actual gold flakes inside.
Yes,
And so how much does this sell for with gold?
22 euros.
With the price of gold going through the roof these days,
Well,
I might want to stock up on these. You never know.
You can have a ingot collection.
Yeah. And so I can get 1984. So here's me.
In front.
180 calories per serving. That's not bad.
It's very healthy.
Mark Zuckerberg and Prince Harry.
It has a drawing about the popular festivities in Portugal. This is how we celebrate the popular festivities. In the street, eating sardines in the street, with music and friends and fun, drinking beer and so on.
Well, it sounds like a great time. Thank you so much, Sonia.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.
Amazing sardines.
Thank you.
Live Like a King is going to be moving. To give us even more creative freedom, we're leaving the Nomad Capitalist channel. We're going to a brand new channel for our next episode. Follow us by going to livelikeakingtv.com and subscribing for all of our future episodes. Are you the proprietor?
Yes,
Good to meet you. So what do I need to know about Ginjinha?
it's our famous liqueur. It was born here in Lisbon in 19th century, and I am the 4th generation of the same family producing it.
So you have a family business that
Yes.
you produced it here in Lisbon.
Since my great-grandfather, yes,
You produce it on site or nearby?
nearby, about
Really?
10 kilometers from here.
How is the Ginjinha business these days?
It's going well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And so is it a good place to run a business here, do you think, in Lisbon?
Yes, and we've been here since 1890, so
In this location?
yes,
Since
always.
1890. I love some of the old signs here. You almost feel like you're walking into like a pharmacy, old
And
school. They make you-
liquors were like pharmacy production. You have two liquors here, Ginjinha. Ginja Sem Rival is our brand, and Eduardino, it's another liquor. And herbal and anise. You can order always a small glass,
Okay.
and you ask it with or without the fruit.
With actual fruit inside.
Cherry, the sour cherry, which we said, com elas or sem elas, with or without.
Coelish with the fruit.
The first one is always with the fruit.
I like it with the, you know, I'm telling you, well, we're doing a lot of drinking in this one. I don't normally drink before 5 p.m., but for you only,
You have to make an exception.
I will have to. Some of the fruit came out in there.
Yes.
And so it's distilled with the fruit.
Don't forget it says the stone inside, the pit, the fruit.
When you actually drink the fruit, wow.
Yes, you chew the fruit. It's very,
It has a really-
it's very tasty, the fruit.
Yeah. Okay. That's got quite a zip to it, but it's
Just enjoy and take it slowly.
just enjoy yourself.
If you are in a hurry, you can just,
You just run out with it.
yes.
Can you walk around town drinking Ginjinha? Do they allow that?
Yes, it is
Can
still
you drink?
allowed, yes.
Can you
In,
drink out and about? I'm feeling it. Wow.
plastic.
I'm feeling it. Obrigado. Thank you so much. You're doing a
welcome.
great, beautiful family business.
Thank you.
Going, boss.
How you doing? Pleasure to meet you.
Better than I deserve.
Dave.
So what brought you to Portugal in the first place?
I came here originally was on a trip to Spain and Italy, and I never left Portugal. So Portugal was on the way to the Iberian Peninsula. So I was going to Spain and going to Italy, and then I stayed here and said, hey, I could do this.
What's been the adjustment from Reno, Nevada to Lisbon?
The quality of everything here for a pretty, affordable price compared to what we pay for at Whole Foods and places for healthy organic food and like the organic industry that kind of is such a big deal in the United States. I think here it's just a normal. I think the thing for me with Portugal is that it has maintained its authenticity in a way that other places haven't. Here in Lisbon, it's a different story. But when you go to visit the countryside, it's very authentic, very welcoming. There is definitely like a war going on right now with the big bad digital nomad and the foreign investors that are driving up the prices.
Gentrifying, they would say.
Gentrifying, they would say. So mainly that's a big problem in Lisbon. Porto is starting to have this issue. But when you go out to the countryside, you find a lot of empty places and desolate places that need tourism.
Even historically, for all the different golden visa investments, I mean, there was a lower threshold if you invest in the interior because, yeah, people want to come to Lisbon.
Yeah.
But you've got great wine regions here. Yeah. You've got, sounds like great agriculture. We're talking to family business owners. I mean, they've been doing things for over a century. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities in this relatively small country.
There is. And for such a small country, it packs a big bang. I think you travel around to 30 minutes from another place and you're in a completely different region with completely different food, and it feels like you're in a completely different place.
Is it true? I always kind of felt like Lisbon has almost like a Washington, D.C. vibe. Same as like any of the capital, like New Delhi is the same kind of vibe. More of a government vibe, whereas historically business was more in Porto, as I know.
This is where it's at. I think this is where most people from Porto that want to do something serious in Portugal come to Lisbon.
It is not as well connected by air as, let's say, Madrid nearby. I mean, that's one of the best connected cities in the world. And yet, for someone who wants to be in North America, certainly in Brazil or other parts of South America, and elsewhere in Europe, I mean, this is a pretty well-connected city. Not so much to Asia yet.
Yeah.
But you can go a lot of places from here with one flight.
You can, yeah. Lisbon, and they're opening up more and more flights. Now it's going to the West Coast to San Francisco.
Yeah.
They just announced some flights for that. So it is really well connected, and it's so close to the United States. So the eastern side of the United States, it's just a 6.5 hour, 7 hour flight to here.
If even that.
If even that.
You want to rent, let's say, a couple bedroom apartment. A nice place. You want to live like a king. What's that going to cost you?
I'd say right now 2 bedrooms are probably in that range, going for $2,700. A decade ago, you probably would have maybe found that same place for maybe $500 or $700.
And the tax deal is gone. You perhaps arrived just in time, but if you moved here now, there's really no substantial tax deal. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so the NHR 2.0 is here. It's called TSRI.
More restrictive.
It's more restrictive, especially for people that want to come on pensions. So the pensions is not included anymore. So people that are retired basically have to pay the normal rate as everyone else. But people that want to come here and start a tech company, invest in technology.
If you're bringing knowledge.
If you're bringing knowledge, if you're teaching, it's like 20% cap.
If you're just bringing Nomad Capitalist, the company, and your company runs somewhere else, that was never possible under the NHR, which is why I didn't like it, where you had to put your company on the white list, let's say in a Malta, for example. You couldn't have the company in the Cayman Islands or Hong Kong. And so a lot of people moving here, they had to decide, am I gonna move my company somewhere brand new to be Portugal compliant?
Yeah, I think Portugal's a tricky place for something like that.
Yeah. But anyway, not the most tax-friendly place, and not the cheapest place anymore.
No.
But you're loving the lifestyle.
I love the lifestyle. I think when you factor in the quality of life and you factor in the actual cost of living here, depending on where you live, you are paying still less than I would be in the United States.
Dave in Portugal, we'll see you at Nomad Capitalist Live.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
Good to see you in Lisbon.
Thank you so much, yeah.
So you heard from Dave in Portugal, this country has historically had some great tax incentives. Not so much anymore. The non-habitual tax regime, the NHR, that allowed you to come here and basically pay no tax on foreign income as long as you played by certain rules, which kept your taxes in the single digits. That's gone. They've got what he calls NHR 2.0, and that really is, according to our R&D team, basically just for knowledge companies. You're bringing knowledge, you're gonna hire people, you're gonna have a business here. If you're a pensioner, if you're someone like me and you have a business globally, Portugal just isn't that tax friendly anymore. Now, we'll talk to you a little bit later about the immigration options. It is still a friendly place to have a residence permit, including one where you don't have to live here. So it could be a great plan B to have as a residence and also to work towards citizenship. But the days of tax friendly Portugal for business owners and pensioners are over. Now we're down here at the marina and your train has just come in, but we're going to be boarding a beautiful yacht and showing you some of the great parts of living here in this maritime culture. So it's the sailing lovers.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, is it the sailing lovers, as in we love sailing, or the sailing lovers, as in, you know what I'm talking about?
We can go both ways, but yeah, usually it's the love for this passion of sailing.
How big is this?
Yeah, 45 feet.
Okay, is that big in the world of catamarans?
Yeah, it's medium size. You can already cross the Atlantic and go to the Caribbean or to the BVI.
You can make it to tax havens like the British Virgin Islands
on
this boat?
Yeah. We already did it twice on this one.
Really? Yeah. What is that like from an anxiety level? Knowing you're out there all on your own?
Yeah, I always say joking that you have two very interesting days on it. The first one and the last one.
Oh yeah? The middle is nothing. I'd be
only
freaking out.
The ocean, so you don't see nothing.
But do you see anybody?
No, maybe one cargo ship or two.
Really?
During 20 days.
The whole time it's just you?
Yeah.
But let's say I'm moving to Lisbon. I want to live like a king here. Can I rent this boat out for a season? How does it work?
Yeah. Usually it's day charters.
Day charters.
Yeah. Or if we also have the same catamarans in the Algarve. In the Algarve, you can go for a week charter. It's different because you have different spots to go. In Lisbon, Cascais, it's like we don't have any islands, so you don't have where to.
We have islands, but they're almost like a third of the way.
6 days sailing.
6 days to the Azores?
Sailing. Yeah.
Really? How long to the BVI?
Yeah, to the BVI about 20 days.
So about 1/3.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. But if someone just wants to have this for the season, just to enjoy, do you do that?
No. You have to buy one.
Oh yeah, okay. Is this the kind of boat you want to have to live like a king?
Yeah, because you have room, you have everything on the top level, so it's like we have the living room here, you have the outdoor living room also on the top level. So it's not, you don't have to go downstairs to go down. If you are on a big sailboat, you always have to go down. So that's the biggest advantage on the catamaran.
All right, listen, we get you're the sailing lovers, but let's try and keep it clean for a family audience, will you? So this is the deal here. You got to get a catamaran, and like, what does it cost to charter this for a day?
Yeah, it's not that much. It's like 1,500.
And is that with a skipper?
With skipper.
With a skipper and with the fuel?
Yeah, with the fuel included.
Wow.
Because we have the sails.
You enjoy yourself. And so what are people doing here in Lisbon? Are you getting like bachelorette parties and people are sunbathing? Are you getting families who are coming and enjoying the culture?
Mostly our target, our business, it's more focused on families, groups of small companies. They come on board. Usually we have a private chef on board cooking for them. So doing the best of the part of the sailing and eating, because as you already noticed, I guess, you have very good gastronomy. So it's like we mix the chef on board with the sailing and it works very well.
Yeah. How do you think Portugal's maritime history infuses into the culture today?
Yeah, I have a very quick one. We are the descendants from the ones that stayed behind. So we are not descendants from the sailors. So the sailors...
Can I ask you one honest question?
Yeah.
How many, I don't know where you do it here, how many people come almost 30 years later, they're front of the boat and say, I'm the king of the world?
A lot of them.
They still doing that one?
They still do it. They still do it.
Still trotting that one out?
They still do the DiCaprio one.
Yeah?
Best part.
Here.
The best part. So that you are the king and captain. So as you can see, it's the best place on the boat.
Well, yeah, but you're not drinking here.
Yeah, you can.
I think they teach you that in captain school.
No, because you know it's one of the few things, few places, I guess, you don't have alcohol control.
For my own health and safety, I think I'll pack it in that day. So how many people can I put on this boat at once?
18.
How big is the party? 18. That'd be a little tight.
Yeah, 18.
Like 9 up here, 9 down there?
People spread themselves.
If I wanted to buy this, is it expensive to dock it here?
To the marina itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, the marina itself, it's about 20,000 a year.
20,000 a year for a catamaran?
Yeah.
Ay, Chihuahua.
I always say buying them, it's cheaper than maintaining them. Yeah. The catamaran itself costs about 800.
800 grand for a new one?
A new one.
You can get a brand new catamaran for under $1 million.
Yeah.
But you're right, as they always say, the best day of owning a boat is selling it.
Selling it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
We'll have to come. So don't bring your yacht, bring your catamaran.
Yeah, that's
hey,
it.
boss, thanks for showing us.
Thank you very much.
You're Susanna, right?
Nice to meet you, yes.
Yeah, pleasure. I have not played golf in probably 22 years, so you've got your work cut out for you.
So we have a lot of evolution on the golf clubs. Now you have a lot of different brands to choose. You can choose whatever fits your game.
Okay.
So we have Titleist here. Titleist is normally considered a brand for a very good play, for elite players. So we have Callaway also, which is very competitive with TaylorMade on the market. Now they made it out of carbon, mostly.
Carbon fiber.
20 years ago, it was starting the titanium, but now they discovered that the carbon has a better effect. So you have different shafts for different type of golfers. You have steel, graphite, and different flexible, okay? So you have stiff, regular, senior, ladies. And you can, and you should, adapt the clubs to you.
I like how stiff is the opposite of ladies.
It is, yeah.
So what's a good set of custom clubs cost you?
It costs the same.
Really?
Exactly the same, if it's custom or if it's not.
Really?
If you go to a store and buy a set of clubs, they will be standard. But if you do a custom fitting, they will make the clubs for you, and you will pay exactly the same.
Exactly. For a Callaway or a Titleist?
Or a TaylorMade.
Really?
Or a Ping.
All right, great. So what should I be paying in Portugal for a good set of golf clubs?
3,000 or 4,000.
3,000 or 4,000. That's not too bad for a good set.
For a
You
good,
get it made
like
for you.
top.
Well, let's get to it. Let's hit the range. We're here at the driving range. It's our first ever golf event in the Live Like a King. I haven't been on a golf course in probably 2 decades, and so When I'm golfing, I'm going to trust Nevada Bob's Pro Shop. You're going to see them helping me in a minute. If you want to go where you're treated best, you should trust Nomad Capitalist because we have the experience. It hasn't been 2 decades since we've helped people move overseas and reduce their taxes or get a second passport. We do it every day, and we do it all under one roof. And so Portugal, for many people, is no longer tax friendly. If you want to legally reduce your taxes down to 0 or into the single digits, this may not be the place for you, but we've helped clients move to over 30 different tax-friendly countries, both in Europe and elsewhere around the world. We help people put together bespoke plans. And so if you're looking at a place like Portugal, there may be somewhere else that's similar that suits your needs just as well. Go to nomadcapitalist.com/apply. Put our experience to work for you, building your global citizenship plan. We've still got a lot more straight ahead. Just up this hill from the beautiful Lisbon coastline is Palacio Chiado. It's an 18th century palace, one of the most beautiful restaurants I've seen anywhere in Europe, and they say the food is just as good. Now, before we get into dinner, let me tell you about the ways you can immigrate to Portugal if you want to live here. If you have a European Union member state passport, you just come and you register. But if you're American, Canadian, British, or from anywhere outside of the EU, you need a residence permit. The good news is that Portugal thrives in this area. A lot of our clients over the years have gotten the golden visa where you're going to make an investment. Most people are going to want to make an investment at the 500,000 euro level to where you can get into something like an investment fund. There are cheaper options such as cultural donations or hiring 10 people for multiple years. For the average person who wants a passive investment, that €500,000 level is probably going to be the most interesting. And what you can do is you can spend a minimal amount of time in Portugal, as little as about a week every year, and gradually work your way towards citizenship after 5 years. They've actually made the process of doing that easier in the last year. They're clearing out the backlog. That's one way to not only have the ability to live in Portugal, have the ability to travel throughout Europe, but be able to work towards a Tier A second passport with a passive investment and without having to relocate for very much of the year. If you don't have €500,000 to invest, you can also look at a D2 visa or a D7 visa. These are available for people with passive income or who start a business. And there aren't specific amounts, but you want to have a couple €1,000 in passive income to qualify, or you want to be able to put a little bit of money into a business. Now, the challenge with the business is that business is going to pay tax. It's going to hire local workers. It's not going to be passive. And so for a lot of people who just want to come, as some of our guests have said, and keep this as a passive place to live and keep their investments and businesses somewhere else, the golden visa is going to be a lot easier because those D2 and D7 visas, they do require you to be here for a majority of the time. It's a commitment. And so what do we always ask our clients? Is this a plan A where you're moving now, or is it a plan B? The golden visa gives you the best of both worlds. You can play it either way. If you want to invest very little, you're going to be committed to living here and paying taxes.
I am Flavia. I am the head waiter from Palacio Chiado. We are located in Baixa Chiado. It's near the best spots from Lisbon. The Astronauta Blanc de Blanc. It's a sparkling wine that goes really well with fish and seafood, as you're going to have the lobster taquitos. Also goes really well with the cheese that we are going to put on the table for you. It is a sweet flavor on the texture on your mouth. It's like creamy. So I think this is a really nice option to go with your starters. Yes, you're welcome.
Lovely.
And the lobster taquitos. I hope you like it.
Taquitos. Fun to say, fun to eat.
Yes.
seen luxury living in Lisbon, and you see why a lot of our clients, digital nomads, and very wealthy people are coming here to Portugal. It's not only a great plan B with the Golden Visa program, but between the safety and the history and the lifestyle, it's a place that a lot of people want to move. People are coming to Portugal. If you'd like to work with our team to develop your own plan to move to Portugal or anywhere else in the world, go to nomadcapitalist.com/apply, and you can track down all the places that we visited at nomadcapitalist.com/king, so you can retrace our steps. This is a great place for a lot of people to live, but you have to find your place. We're going to keep showing you places all around the world to live like a king. Go to livelikeakingtv.com because we're moving to an all-new channel. Until next time, good night from Lisbon.
How about a drink at my place?
Your place? Is it close?
Very. Welcome to my place.
This is how to live like a king.